Just imagine, Oak Island has been a mystery for 228 years. Is the mystery really about to be solved? Thousands of people have spent their whole lives trying to figure it out, but nobody has ever found the real treasure. But now, digging near a place called Smith's Cove has shocked everyone. What the cameras saw are so amazing that even Rick Legina himself couldn't speak for a moment. But people are saying that a shiny thing has been found under the dirt, maybe more special than gold. The team says this is where everything ends. Or maybe this is where the real story actually starts. While they were digging, water suddenly started flowing more. Machines started beeping, and the team had to back away, like something was stopping them from going in. Has the Oak Island mystery really finally been solved? Or is this just a new trap that has been waiting to catch someone for hundreds of years? Fans are saying, if this is the real treasure, the history of the whole world will change. Now the big question is the Oak Island curse really over? Or is what they found just the start of something bigger coming? Watch the video all the way to the end to find out. And yes, if you like mysterious discoveries like this, subscribe to the channel and press the bell button so you don't miss the next Oak Island discovery. That moment while digging was maybe the scariest and most mysterious in Oak Island's history. Around 9 o'clock at night, the team was digging near Smith's Cove. The weather was cold, and there was a spooky silence in the air. The digging machine's light was shining deep under the dirt. But suddenly something happened that scared everyone. A small movement showed up on the camera screen, like something moved in the dirt. At first, everyone thought it was just the machine shaking, but then a sound came. Quiet, but you could hear it, like something solid moving. The team's machines suddenly started beeping. First one machine, then two, and then all the alarms went off at the same time. Marty immediately stopped the machine and said, "There's some weird electric stuff happening here." Right at that moment, the camera feed started acting weird. Some pictures froze, some looked messed up, and then suddenly, the whole screen went black for a few seconds. Rick Legina, sitting in the control tent, yelled into the radio, "Stop digging. Something's down there." There was no fear in their voices, but surprise, like they couldn't believe what they heard. The feeling around them changed completely. The air felt cold and thick. Some workers said they smelled a strange metal smell coming from the dirt. Marty checked the machine readings. The magnetic field had gotten unusually stronger. It felt like some invisible power was there. When the cameras turned back on, the video showed a glow for a few seconds, faint, but definitely metallic. The glow was deep in the dirt, and water bubbles were coming up around it. Rick slowly walked to the edge of the digging hole and looked down. He said, "Whatever this is, it doesn't look normal." Marty right away told everyone to close off the area, and the team moved back a bit. The other workers watched the video over and over, each time showing the same flickering glow and small movement, like something was alive. Nobody talked much that night. Everyone had only one question. Had the Oak Island curse woken up again? The next morning, the team decided to keep digging, but this time being more careful. Everyone was now watching the place called Smith's Cove, the exact place that had now become Oak Island's new hotspot. Rick and Marty were both excited about this spot from the beginning, because it had been talked about many times in old maps and diary notes. It was said that parts of an old building were here, maybe a dock, tunnel, or secret hiding place. Smith's Cove has always been a mysterious part of Oak Island. The dirt here is different from the rest, wetter, and has a chemical smell. When they used special machines to look underground, the readings amazed everyone. Something big and even shaped appeared underneath, like something people made. The scans showed clear reflections, and one of the reflections was brighter than the others. Experts said that this type of reflection usually comes from a metal thing. Rick said, even if it's not gold, it's definitely something old. Marty immediately told them to dig deeper. As the dirt was taken away, the outline of the metal reflection became clearer. It looked round, about 4 feet wide, and covered by stone-like layers. Some workers thought it might be part of an old water trap. But Rick had a different thought. He said, "This isn't a trap. It's built to hide something." While digging, new sounds were heard every few minutes. Sometimes a quiet rustling, sometimes an echo like shaking. It seemed like there was an empty room under the dirt. Cameras were now recording from every direction, and the same metallic shine was slowly becoming clearer in each video. Finally, Rick looked at Marty and said with a smile, "Smith's Cove has never let us down. But this time, it's different." At that moment, everyone knew the Oak Island mystery is not over yet, but is about to be shown in its truest and scariest way. The feeling while digging was already strange. But that night, something shook everyone. The team had dug deep enough, and the metal thing was about to be uncovered. Suddenly, a voice came from the control tent. "Stop digging." Both Rick and Marty looked at each other because nobody had given that order. The same voice came through the radio again, but this time there was crackling noise in the background. It seemed like something was interfering. For a few seconds, every machine stopped. The digging machine's lights flickered, and the whole place went dark. Nobody understood why the power went out. The generator was working. The wires were fine, but the lights kept flickering. At the same time, the water flow inside the digging hole suddenly got stronger. First a few drops. Then all the mud started flowing like someone turned on a faucet from below. 2 team members backed away scared, saying, "Sir, the water's getting higher." Rick looked down and saw that the metal thing was now completely underwater. He said quietly, "Nobody wants us to go in." His voice was low, but everyone heard it. Marty tried to keep everyone calm. He said, "Turn the power back on and start the water pumps." But as soon as the pumps started, the fuse burned out. For a moment, there was silence inside the digging tent, like the air had stopped. Rick looked at Marty. His eyes were filled with not panic, but a strange curiosity. He said, "This is the place, Marty, that was calling to us." Marty answered, "Or maybe it was warning us." The 2 brothers were quiet for a moment, not in that moment. It felt like Oak Island itself was telling its story. And that story was hard for anyone to understand. The team had to stop digging to be safe. Rick decided to start digging again, only after the water level went back to normal. Everyone went back to their tents, but nobody could sleep. The air still had that same metal smell, and in the dim light of the generator, the place looked like a haunted place. One worker later said he felt like someone put a hand on his shoulder, but there was nobody behind him. The next morning, in the sunlight, the digging hole looked calm, but the team knew something supernatural had happened that night. Rick Legina had stayed calm, but was deeply upset. When the team looked at the place again, he bent down near the dirt and said, "We're touching something huge." His voice shook. He seemed to feel both excitement and fear. His face showed a mix of tiredness, hope, and mystery. Marty came over and said, "Rick, we have to stop now. If we make a mistake, everything could get ruined." Rick lowered his head, stayed quiet for a moment, and then said, "We're so close." "Marty, I can't stop." The workers noticed a strange tension between the 2 brothers. Marty had always been practical. He cared about safety and science. But Rick's heart was connected to that mystery. He knew that if he stopped now, Oak Island might never show its truth. The silence between the 2 brothers said everything. Fear on one side, passion on the other. Rick looked at the dirt and said softly, "Maybe this isn't a curse. It's someone's legacy." The whole crew was silent. Nobody said anything. A light breeze blew, and the water in the digging hole made ripples like someone answered from below. At that moment, Everyone had one thought. Oak Island wanted to show them something, but it might cost a very high price. The first thing that comes to mind when you think of Oak Island is the curse. This isn't a new story. For hundreds of years, it's been said that 7 people must die before anyone can find the treasure hidden on this island. Only after the 7th death will the treasure show itself. This is something every treasure hunter has heard many times. So far, 6 people have died while searching for this secret. Each death happened in mysterious ways, sometimes by drowning, sometimes by caves falling in, and sometimes by strange accidents. The people of Oak Island believe that this is no ordinary place, but the home of some old power that wants to protect its secret, no matter what dot with each new digging. When an accident happens, people say, the curse has taken another life. Rick and Marty Legina at first thought this story was just a superstition. But when a sudden power failure happened during the digging, machines went off, and the team heard strange noises. Fear showed on their faces. Marty later said, I believe in science, but something happened that night that I still can't explain. Some people believe it's not a curse, but part of some old protection system. Maybe a trap set to keep intruders away. But Rick always says, even if there's a curse, it means something very valuable is hidden here. Now, the question is TH?